everybody. Welcome back to Drop a Line. Thank you for dropping by. I am your host, Alec, the Director of Broadcasting at One True Promotion. And this is our creative consultant, Carey, here with us again for the first time in a while. Carey, welcome.
Thank you.
It is so great to be here with you today. If you are watching on YouTube, please subscribe to One True Promotion. We absolutely love it when you just subscribe. I said describe. Subscribe. We absolutely love it when you subscribe, when you become one of our subs, because that means that there's more and more we are able to do. More people are able to see us. We can get more people onto our interviews. We can get more, a little bit more money if we're able to monetize. We can get more merch. There's just a whole bunch of great stuff we can do for ourselves and then effectively for you if you hit that old subscribe button. So please subscribe on YouTube. Carey, welcome to the show. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. I also like to add, when you share, you can describe this to your friends of how awesome this is and how big our artist community is becoming. It's so good.
Exactly.
I'm doing all right.
Exactly. Andrew's saying, but more stuff. Can we make a sanguinary indie film? Extra animation, please. You can make a sanguinary indie film with extra animation, please. Carey will help. Yeah, you two can hook up after the show and stuff. You can totally do that. But I think I cut your answer off. How are you doing, C?
Oh, I'm great. It was a nice night. Yeah.
It really was. So Carey, for those who might have missed our episode last time, do you want to tell us a little bit about, you want to introduce yourself again, who you are, what you do, what's your, a little bit about your brand?
Okay. Well, the long and short of it is that by day, I am an elementary middle school teacher, and by night, I am a podcaster of Tangible Voices podcast. I am a creative consultant here. So what I do is just, this is what providing my podcast and helping out, basically like overarching whatever needs help, being an extra set of eyes for copy and for promotional advertisements. And I just really stepped into the role. So I'm really excited as to what's going to come next. And that's really it for me.
And my personal editor.
Yeah.
If you are watching as a follower of Alec Pangea, author, and you are a fan of the Meridian Trilogy, and you're interested in the next series I'm about to announce very soon, in just a matter of days, you might be very interested to know that you are sitting here with my my newly hired editor, Miss Carey Walden, who is going to be half the magic at Alec Pangea, author, going forward. So, Carey, thank you very much for that.
Of course, it's a pleasure.
It's
a really good book. Everybody.
Thank you. Praise be. So, so down to business. We are here tonight to talk to you about a very, 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 very exciting event happening this summer. We are talking to you on YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. Hey, Instagram.
Hey.
And Carey is one of the foremost figures in this upcoming event. So we invited Carey on tonight to do a little bit of promotion and advertising, and for her to share her experience with what it's been like to put this project together. So Carey, I understand. Now that I said all that, let me do a proper cinematic framing device, right? So Carey, I understand that you might be participating. Hold on. I understand that you happen to be an actress.
I do.
And I understand that as an actress, you tend to prefer the stage.
I do.
And I understand that being an actress who prefers the stage, you are very soon acting in an upcoming play this month.
I am.
Tell us about that play.
That play has a catch, since, as we know, we are all in a national quarantine. We're not. It's mandatory in some states, but not to get technical. We are trying to socially distance. And what we're doing, I am a part of a company called For the Whim Productions. And this is really exciting because as we're based in New Jersey, this event's going to take place all over the world. We are hosting and producing a virtual production. So a virtual play that will be able to be downloaded the whole week between August 21st and 28th, called She Kills Monsters, Virtual Realms.
Oh, that's an awesome title.
Yeah.
So what is She Kills Monsters about? Besides, I presume she's going to kill some monsters.
Oh, yes, of course. So this is a really nerdy show, and I'm a nerd, so I love it. It's fantasy meets reality, comedy meets drama. It is about a girl who loses her sister tragically, and upon losing her, discovers a notebook of hers, which turns out to be her own Dungeons and Dragons manual. So when her sister hooks up with a guy named Chuck, a dungeon master who knows all about the game, it launches them into this entire journey where she gets to figure out who her sister really was, not really having known her that well in life. And there's a lot of action. There's a lot of magical elements. There's going to be special effects. So we're just really excited to show you this. There's a lot about it that's important for this time right now in terms of community and identity and the choices that we make as people. So it's a production for today, and we're really excited about it.
Absolutely. That sounds, I have to say, I have read the script. I've had the privilege of reading the script, and I actually helped to record some of Carey's scenes for the show that will be depicted in the show once the amazing editor
John
Krug pulls it all together. So I've had the privilege of being there a little bit behind the scenes.
Let's talk about that.
And I have to say, this is a marvelous show. It's probably the best thing you will see all summer long
besides Hamilton.
Since Hamilton, yes. Yes, you want to talk about the production, the recording process?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So I'm also on the board of For the Whim, and we were trying to figure out what we could do to produce a live show for other people, or a quarantine show. And after a lot of going back and forth, the best thing we decided to do was everybody performs individually, your own lines individually through the whole play, divided by scenes, different takes, so the director can choose the best takes. And then the director chooses the best takes, and the videographer, John, he's putting everybody's together. And I kid you not, it looks like we're talking to each other. It's magical. Most of the format is we're meeting in a virtual chat room. But after a while, it expands into the fantasy elements of it, and you won't miss it. Like it won't seem like you're watching a bunch of quarantined actors. It's really easy to get lost in the story. So that was fun. You were my everything. You were my lighting. You were my cinematographer. You were my director for some takes. You helped me with fight coordinating. Fight choreography and coordination, hand-eye coordination. It was so much fun. So my character, her name is Lilith, and she is a demon queen. And she is a flesh-eating demon queen who has a dark secret. And we get to find out that she may be more than we think she is.
I'm just going to do the show from over here. You're not going to eat my flesh, are you?
I like you.
Okay, all
Why
right.
would I do that?
I'll come back then. Okay.
Just don't cross me. You'll be fine if you don't cross me.
I'm going to uncross my legs.
So she's a battle axe wielding superhero, and she is very close with one of the main characters, Tilly, who is one of the protagonists, the girl who has died. So we're getting to see a bit of Tilly's life lived through this fantasy. That's Lilith, and she's strong, but she has, like I said, she has a secret. And that leaves her vulnerable, even though she's like city take charge. So it's really important what her role becomes later on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I was actually very happy when I discovered that, because like the first couple scenes, I thought, you know, this is cool, this is super fun. But then later on, I was like, ooh, like now I really understand, like, you know, like it's contextualized why this character is in the story. Like I really see the way this character is essential and vital to the story in this way. And that, that was really, so I enjoyed that, you know, development. I enjoy characters that make you wonder a little bit at first, you know?
And what's more, I can't really tell you much because spoiler alerts for Lilith. But what can happen is that you can join in after the show. After you download the link and watch the show, you will get to participate in a virtual talkback, and we can discuss all of this together. The secrets that Lilith carries, the whole cast, significance for gender identity, fitting in and standing out, loved ones, telling them you love them before it's too late, like getting to know people that you feel like are freaks. There's so much in this show, especially for young people too. We can discuss that on our virtual talkback. So I'm heading that up. That's after the show.
You're heading that up?
Yep. And one of our very amazing board members, Carmen, is going to be hosting. She's on the Sunday of the show's run. So that will be the 23rd. We will gather to discuss all of this over Zoom. So you, the audience, will be able to ask us questions about the show and get our reactions and get to learn a little bit more about the behind the scenes process.
Virtual backstage.
Virtual backstage.
Backstage virtual.
Sort
Sounds like a company brand.
Yeah, but the rehearsals were so much fun.
They were. They really were.
Yes.
I had a good time.
You weren't at my rehearsals. It was fun rehearsing with you. Yes.
Right. We had our own rehearsals.
We did.
We rehearsed in the car on the way to get acai bowls.
No,
by the way,
that was a wrap.
I know, but I'm embellishing for the crowd. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to get back on topic in a minute, I swear, because I'm a serious host and I take my show very seriously. But She Kills Monsters was also, as it turns out, my very first acai bowl. And my life changed forever. Okay, back to you.
Let's recognize your acai bowl.
That's absolutely. They are so good. Go get one right now. They're really good. Okay.
Right, okay. Yeah, you guys, your summer won't be complete until you try one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. So yeah, rehearsals were fun. We gathered in groups. It was a lot to have everybody there all the time. So a few of us would gather in Zoom calls. Those of us who were together most of the time. And we would work out our scenes. We would work out timing because it would be really tough once we got to ourselves, back in our own quarters and film. So we had to really understand who we were acting off, remember that, internalize that, and let that show through the show. But it was fun. I hope they do a lot of outtakes from rehearsals because that was the bomb.
I enjoy my outtakes where I cut the camera too soon. Yes. I mean, I enjoy them. I don't think you enjoyed them, but okay. So before we go any further,
I included one. So if it does make it, I included one blooper. It's a 1-second video where I'm going like this in front of the camera, like looking through my script or something like that, and you go, do it again, and I go, oh. It's the understanding that I say.
So if I could contextualize this, so. As we opened the show, we spoke a little bit about how Carey is a stage actress primarily. Not that you haven't done work in film, you have, and very good work at that. But I don't do film. But we don't do films. And I come from a background. I'm a fiction author, but I come from a small background in independent filmmaking. So when Carey asked me to record takes for her stage play, essentially, what that meant was keep the camera running and I'm going to go through the thing as many times as I need to go.
While I'm going through my scene with just my line, which probably sounded to him at first like crazy.
What it meant to me was, coming from the background in film, was every time as the director, as the lighting guy, or just as the cameraman rather, every time you see a mistake, you say cut, 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 and you bring the whole crew together and inform them of the earth-shattering error that is taking place. And and I ended up single-handedly.
I had to keep going. Yeah. Because anything could be used from my video. And even the dead space where I'm not talking to, like some of it I was meant to, or even they're using that dead space where I'm reacting to people or just looking around.
Who are talking in another Zoom chat window in this play. That's something I don't have access to because that's being filmed in a whole another location.
So that's why AirPods are important.
Exactly. And it was really cool. I had my AirPods and we each put one in our ear and she was listening. Well, we were both listening. Each of us were listening in a different ear to the other line. So once we started doing that, we kind of started to sync up a little bit. Yeah. Like I understood where your next line was coming in. I knew to, keep the camera steady for that, but
Mm-hmm.
keep the camera steady for all of it. But my background in film ended very swiftly, for those of you who are wondering. That's why I chose fiction writing, because I can't keep the camera still.
But that's why I hired him for this project, for his talent.
Exactly. Thank you.
I don't want you to give up.
Thanks so much. I won't give up. I will make Drop a Line the movie. Drop by for the Drop a Line movie promo. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so anyway, back on. Thank you. Back on. Oh,
so
I was going to ask you what. You know what? This happens once every show. I lose my train of thought, so I asked the talent, "Do you have any comments or questions while I regain my train of thought?"
I'm sorry, but I feel like I said I was starting to say something, and then, well, I just want to remind everybody that She Kills Monsters premieres on August 21st and ends August 28th. It's a virtual production,
Mm-hmm.
so you can watch anytime you want.
Mm-hmm.
You can watch She Kills Monsters from For the Whim in the morning, like 3 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
You can watch it Friday starting at 11:59 p.m. You can watch it whenever. It's going to be on demand.
You can pause and get a coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So
get some coffee. Get some popcorn.
I want to just make everybody in the audience aware. This is a play you can pause. Like, you don't have to wait.
Like Hamilton.
You do not. What's Hamilton? This is. We are literally the first ones who are doing this. We're going to be famous. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, yes. But very much like Hamilton, very much like some of the great stuff they have on Disney Plus. You can pause the show. You can get comfortable. You can watch the show at your own convenience, and you can watch it as many times over as you want without paying for a second ticket. See, that's what I should have said. We all know we can pause recorded plays, but you can. You guys ever see a really great play and you just wish you could go back, but it's more money for the second ticket? This is something you're going to be able, between opening and closing night, you'll be able to watch it as many times as you want.
And it's $5 per screen, people. So if you live in a house with all your housemates or 3 other family members, they all don't have to pay for an extra ticket like you would going out to a play.
That's
right. It would be just $5 for your whole house, and you can watch together just a movie night. It's recommended. I'm gonna say high school and up.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, high school and up. But this is going to be something really cool. You're not going to want to miss it. That was something I wanted to tell you or talk about with you.
Yes.
I'm interested because we were talking about telling people things about them before it's too late. Do you have, tell me about a time when you told somebody something before it was too late and how you felt, or if you had the opportunity to tell someone something that you can't talk to now, like someone who's passed on, what would you say to them?
I want to ask this question to the audience as well. What's something that you would say to someone right now that either you wish you said, or tell us about a time that you did?
That's a theme. That's a theme of the show, and I'm bringing it somber, but that's a theme. We can bring it back up.
Oh,
soon.
Absolutely. Well, I think it's an important theme too, because it really is something. This can be a fun, goofy, colorful, fantastical, flamboyant.
Oh, yeah.
This play can be all of those things, but it also has a very real emotional center to it. There's scenes that literally made me want to almost cry. I don't cry very easily, you see, but it really is.
It's everything, and that's something else. We can talk about favorite like fantasy characters soon. We can talk about
oh yeah
Dungeons and Dragons.
A time when I something I wish I said to someone I can't say it to anymore. Let's say I will say I can't offhand recall a time when I was like, if I could just have said such and such, or if I have like any serious regret about having never said something to a lost loved one. But do you know what it is? The more time goes by where somebody isn't around anymore, and things happen in my life, like us being together, for instance. Like, the more life changes, the more you wish they were here. You know what I mean? You wish they were around. Like you think of things to say on the fly. You know, something really exciting and life changing happens. You know, you're happy about something you never, you know, you never thought would come to you. My grandmother, for instance, used to say to me when I was young and I was spouting off about how I wanted to be a fiction author. She used to, you know, turn to me and say, I think we were doing a toast one time at the dinner table. And she, you know, when everybody was clinking their glasses and starting to disperse and stuff their faces, she turned to me and said, and I hope to one day see your name in the headlines. And then I used to pray actually that she would live long enough to see that, you know, that my names are not in the headlines. But like, imagine if that happened. Like, she's probably the first person I would think about. You know, I would be like, what would I say to Grandma today? You know, so, you know, yeah, we made it. You know, and if you know you're watching now, you know, thank you for Grandma. If you're watching, drop a line from another dimension right now. Thank you for being here very much. Please subscribe to One True Promotion. Just please, Grandma, could you just subscribe to OTP? We need subscribers. Thank you so much. I'm on a whole nother level right now.
We just went to a place.
We did go to a place. I'm trying to
well, for me, there's a couple of things. Like my grandmother always was a big fan. She raised performers. She raised writers and performers, and like I'm a descendant of that. I guess letting her, I just think that she would really love to hear me, you know, since I published my own podcast, since I've gotten to this point, the position that I have in this theater company, she would be really proud of that, because I know that her mother and aunt did not have the same opportunities I had. I come from a family of film background stars that were uncredited. And just to see that, like, look, I'm giving you, and I try to be intentional with telling Black stories and telling women's stories, and I'm sharing our stories with the world. And my grandfather, on my dad's side, he always gave me these books. He's like, this is for when you become a teacher. And I was like, what, Grandpa? I'm 14. And now I'm teaching. And I think about him all the time, especially when I pull out those books, which have become extremely helpful. So I just want to, I just wish, you know, I hope he sees that impact that I have, hopefully on my students. Yeah.
Oh, you certainly do. You certainly do. But, you know, you bring up an excellent point, because you mentioned that many people in your family were actors, but they were uncredited. Just one of many examples of racial injustice in the world that we live in. And you have a podcast called Tangible Voices Podcast. Would you like to share with the audience a little bit about what Tangible Voices Podcast is?
Yeah, so Tangible Voices covers everything. We are a podcast that focuses on the story, a person and a story. My slogan is uncover a story and change your own. So what Tangible Voices is about is hearing people's voices. I want to make it as firsthand as much as I want, as much as I can, rather. And whether it's something that has to do with gender, race, just being alive, living, I want to share that. I want to share my family stories. I want to share friends' stories. Right now, season 1 is focused on a book called I Dream a World. And this is portraits of 75 African-American women who have literally changed the way we in America have lived our lives, but they've gone without the credit, most of them. And I'm reading these interviews, except the interviews don't include the questions. It only has their answers in a free-flowing kind of form. It's really soothing and energizing. Like, I feel activated. I feel motivated to change to do my part to make things happen in the world on a positive note, reading this book. And I just wanted to share that with everybody, and it's gotten such amazing feedback.
Yes, it is.
I'm hearing from people all over, coworkers, dads, and people in other countries. I have an Irish listener. They really are into it, and I was just really glad because I just want to keep bringing this. I love listening to stories, just putting them in my earbud and just listening. So I wanted to give that to somebody too. Like if you like to clean the house and listen to a podcast or drive and listen, you can listen to an inspiring story about how somebody who has the odds stacked against them took control and changed their lives for the better.
Yes.
That's Tangible Voices. Yes. So, and I think She Kills Monsters has a bit to do with that too, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely it does.
It's definitely a story that is important for right now.
It is. It really is. It's a story about family.
Yeah.
It's first and foremost, it's a story about family problems, 100%. And the times that we're living in, there are a lot of family problems going on right now. We're all having them. There's this is not on so many levels. This is not, everybody I think is realizing what disorder life is like for most people, and is really, it really has a way of I'm at a loss for words, but it really has a way of affecting people and affecting the way that they process the world and process the things that one another says and the things that, even typical, daily occurrences, like the fact that, all your life you might have admired the guy who was, too cool for school and never wanted to let anybody tell him what to do. And, you were like, I want to be exactly like that guy. But now you're saying to him, dude, would you please just wear a mask when you're near me? That'd be swell. You know what I mean? And like, it really just, everything that's happening compounded on top of one another is just really changing life for so many people on so many levels. And She Kills Monsters is all about change. This character is dealing with a massive and heartbreaking change in her life. She's dealing with a massive family problem, a massive personal and emotional problem that's come from it. But through the magical world of D&D, it all just kind of the cards all kind of go onto the table, and you get to see whether or not it is resolved. So
yeah, it's very fun. And you'll get to see, like, why do we do fantasy? It's to become a part of ourselves that's missing.
Yes.
And you'll get to see, like, what do we do, like, in order to become a better version of ourselves or to escape the realities that we face? That's something that's really cool that we explore in the play. For those who are just tuning in, we're discussing the virtual production that I happen to be in and that Alec has been cinematographer for, pieces of it, my pieces. It's called She Kills Monsters, Virtual Realms, and it is by a company called For the Win. We are producing it, and it's going to be streaming live. Not really streaming live. I have to get my my virtual lingo all together.
That's all right.
It's going to be streaming virtually between August 21st and August 28th. Tickets are $5 per screen. You can watch with your entire family, your roommates, whoever's with you, just for $5. And on Sunday, August 23rd, we're having a virtual talk back. So if you have any questions or anything you really like to delve into, because this show does delve into a lot, you can talk with the cast and director on Sunday, and that's a pay what you can. So donate what you would like to For the Win. That really helps us to keep going. We're a new theater company. We really need all the help we can get to keep delivering cool things like this to you, things you've never seen before, like a digital play produced by actors in quarantine. So that's what I'm telling everybody today is that we really want you to enjoy this because we created it for the community. Like, if we were just doing it for ourselves, there'd be no point in getting on here. It's
Absolutely.
for everybody to have fun.
It is.
We needed something to lift up the mood.
Absolutely.
Of this
We
whole
absolutely did.
Era.
And it really is very uplifting. Like, I know we talked about a lot of emotional stuff, but when Carey and I first sat down to read it together, like I was gasping with laughter. I think I might have halfway fallen off the couch.
It is a funny show. So if you like comedy, if you like fantasy, if you like drama, you will love this. It's the best of everything. Chi Nugent is the playwright, and he does a really good job of bringing emotions in and having something for everybody. Do you have a comment?
I do. You realize what's important in life in this time we are in. Yes, that is from Walani. And yes, we really do realize what is important. Thank you for that comment.
Especially
because
in this pandemic. Yes, that's so right.
That is. It really, and that's that's what I love about the play. That's what I love about your podcast. That's what I love about, believe it or not, that's what I love about this very show we're watching now, Drop a Line, is that all of these places become areas where cards can just be dumped on the table.
Right.
Like we're exposed. Like when I started Drop a Line, I might have that was during normal life. That was during normal work routine. That was during normal pre-pandemic, normal nightly drama, all that stuff. And I might have said to myself once or twice, is this the right thing for me to be doing? Is this a good usage of the time, the extra hour before work? I got books to read, I got this, you might wonder about that. But then as soon as the pandemic began and everybody was meeting up on social media and on Instagram Live, very much so, I was like, oh, this is absolutely the right thing to be doing. This is now becoming a place where people can get together at a time when they need it the most. So really, it really just reveals so much to you in so short a time.
Yeah, and for me, on my side of things, I'm not really much of a live streamer, so this is forcing me to be out of my comfort zone. Yep. I don't do films, like I said. I don't do film, but
she's an actress.
I have an actress of the stage.
I tried to say actor, but then it was actress.
Whatever. I like it.
Yes,
I like it. We can keep that.
We can.
Exactly, this kind of thing. But for me, the most important things have become family, home, wellness. And I think in that order, like family, wellness, home, or something like that. Yeah, but the most important things when I'm not here and being stretched to do things on camera in front of or with you in front of everybody is my family, my home, and my wellness. And I feel like that's taught us a lot. So yeah, thank you for that comment.
Absolutely.
We are really learning what's important.
Absolutely.
Andrew
says, is there any way we can volunteer after the world gets back on track for roles like stage or other areas?
Yes. For the Whim is based in New Jersey. Since New Jersey's long north to south, we're in South Jersey. And if you live in the South Jersey area and want to get involved, we would love any help you can offer. That's the best thing. That's what I love about theater. If you want to act, if you want to work backstage in tech, if you want to do lighting, if you're talented like Andrew and Alec and want to do some digital work, like you could do that. We need people to, be part of our lounge. So that's something cool in our For the Whim in-person shows. We have a lounge, and that's where we really got to know each other in the For the Whim lounge. It's cocktails and snacks before the show starts with the cast. Definitely. If we do more pandemic-related theater, reach out. For the Whim, you can Google it because there's another company that's using For the Whim Productions, and it's not correct. I feel like they stole our link. But if you Google For the Whim, you'll see FTW with a white background in a circle. And if it's a theater company and you click it and it says She Kills Monsters, you got the right one.
There you go.
But yeah, thanks, Andrew. We will need all the help we can get. And if you would like to, as we need people on our board of directors helping to make things happen, because one of the things that I love about For the Whim, and I keep saying it, is that they put the community back in community theater. Instead of just we put on a show and then everybody else comes and watches, we want it to be more inclusive.
Yep. Yeah, that is very good. Very good. Community theater really is important.
And you'll get perks. Like you'll get to once it's safe, we'll get to all eat together, and we like to do fun things and cast parties and stuff like that. So that's when you get involved.
Absolutely, yes. And thank you, yes. And if anybody has any more questions about getting involved, you can always DM me at One True Promotion or Alec Pangia Author, or you could DM Carey at Tangible Voices Podcast. I forgot to mention earlier on Instagram, Tangible Voices Podcast has its own Instagram page where you can get all of the updates as soon as they're out, and you can follow and show your support. Yeah. By the way, if you're curious at all about how to listen to a podcast, you can do it on Spotify. You can do it on the Anchor app. You can do it on Apple Podcasts, which comes with the Apple phone devices. Pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast, you can find Tangible Voices. You just got to type it in. I want to tell them real quick.
You'll find me next to Joe Rogan. No lie, if you type in Tangible Voices.
That's what I was about to tell him. You tell him.
Yes. So if you type in Tangible Voices on Apple Podcasts, you will find me next to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan.
Drop a Line is
my face is right there.
Yeah. Drop a Line is officially promoting Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, if you guys don't know who he is the former host of Fear Factor and a comedian and apparent marijuana enthusiast who is the I believe that's self-described. So I can say that without being slanderous. Yeah. But yeah, but he is also the most famous podcaster in the world, and just like, you know, like most people have heard of his podcast. Being as off kilter as he is, you know, intentionally, he has his podcast is a picture of him smiling like this.
Yeah.
With all kinds of different color correction and symbols going on. So
next to it, you see my face.
Yes. So, well, what I thought was funny was when you went looking for your own podcast, you saw your face next to his doing that.
And I was like,
yeah, I know. You were like so terrified. I was like,
well, how does Tangible Voices lead to that?
I know. Yes, exactly. We do. Walani is checking out the podcast. Thank you so much. Yes, Spotify is a great choice. Spotify is a great place to listen. Spotify is where I've been doing pretty much all of my podcast listening recently. Although I will say, if you listen on Apple Podcasts, you could leave Carey a review. And listen, this is a good time to tell you. I'm also a fiction author who has his novel Barker's Rules live on Amazon.com. And if you are buying the book, I thank you very much for it. It's $12.99 in paperback. It is $3.99 in whatchamacallit, ebook. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing, though. Authors and artists and podcasters, we need reviews. Reviews make our careers. If you happen to be buying something and you happen to enjoy it, a review could be literally a 1-second deviation where you just hit the stars and move on. Or it
makes my day happy.
It makes her day happy. How would you not want to make this wonderful girl's day happy? Listen, the reviews, like, just to give you some context, though, I have maybe 2 reviews on Barker's Rules right now. If I get 25 reviews, just 25 reviews, if I got 25 reviews, Amazon will literally start recommending my book to its customers without me even taking out an ad. So that is the power of reviews for any artist. And the same is true for podcasts, I'm sure. So if Tangible Voices Podcast gets reviews, it gets noticed. So if you happen to be listening and buying, please do leave us reviews.
And that might help, right now, I'm seeing the people that are alive who I'm covering in Tangible Voices are noticing my podcast. That is crazy. So
tell us about that.
Yeah, so Mary Frances Berry, who is a world-renowned activist. She's known for freeing Nelson Mandela, helping to free him. She was last seen on Trevor Noah's show before she went into quarantine with the rest of us. She commented that she was looking forward to watching my podcast or listening to my podcast, and she sent her love. Jewel Jackson McCabe, who is the founder of 100 Black Women in the United States, saw my podcast and was aware of it, and I was covering her, so that was great. I would love to be able to do interviews at some point. Mm-hmm. So thank you for following our
Mhm.
Tangible Voices.
Yes.
I hope you really enjoy listening. I'm temporarily on hiatus while I'm promoting the show.
Mhm.
Once I get back, then I'm going strong. My next podcast episode, this is a sneak peek, but my next podcast episode, I'm covering the wives of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Medgar Evers. And we'll get to hear their wives' stories. And it was life-changing when I got to read them.
Mm-hmm.
It is so exciting. So season 1, like I said, is all about I Dream a World, which is African-American women who helped change America. Who knows what seasons 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 will bring, or 7. I really just want to share people's stories. I want to share your stories.
But I know what will bring seasons 2 and 3, and that's reviews.
Yes. Yes.
And yes, the book is called Barker's Rules. Thank you very much for considering buying, friend. It is a psychological thriller novel about a teen's struggle for survival against a serial killer holding her captive, which streams into an adventure that lasts for 3 books, and book 3 is coming out next summer.
And I'd like to add that this is a man who becomes a serial killer.
Yes, very much so.
There's a process. It's not just like a, ooh, evil dude. Like, there's a reason why. So that's another layer.
It is purely autobiographical. You didn't know that, did you? Well, I figured I would tell you in front of a live audience where it's harder to run away.
It's not true.
You know, because it would be embarrassing. You know, like so. Yeah. This has been a super fun show. We're just like sharing so much information. We're having fun. We're chatting like we always do. We are at almost the 42-minute mark. So at this time of the show, I always ask: is there anything we haven't covered?
Is there anything we haven't covered? Just thank you for watching. And
thank you for watching.
She Kills Monsters is going to be streaming starting next Friday.
It's coming up.
Yes, you'll get to watch all week. It is $5 per screen, and I'm just here because I love the cast. It's an amazing, incredible cast and crew, and I really just wanted to pop on and help them out because it's a cool show, and it deserves to have a lot of people noticing and watching, and I hope you enjoy, because why else are we doing this if not for people to enjoy? I'm rambling, but I have so much love.
You're doing great.
Yes. And yeah, Tangible Voices is coming back soon. But mostly, and my virtual talk back on Sunday, I'll get to talk to everybody. Well, not everybody. Certain members of the cast and the director and members of For the Win. And we will talk together. But the most important thing right now is that we are sharing love with the world, sharing joy and positivity and light.
While we were on that subject, we didn't get a whole lot of viewers for the show tonight, which is all good. It happens. But if you happen to be watching the show, first of all, thank you. Thank you for being here.
You're the best.
To make sure that we can spread this message as far as we can, please do just tell people what you saw here today. Tell people what you heard about. Tell anybody you think might be interested. DM us if you want information about links and pages to share and places to follow. If you want a reminder and you don't want to scroll back through the episode, that's totally fine. Please direct people to the episode, because it can't, even though they might have missed it live, they can watch it again, recorded after the fact. So please just let people know that. About
and
Drop a Line.
We want to promote you.
And we want to promote you. Drop a Line is for you. Carey is our latest guest. We have a new guest next week. You who are watching could very well be the next guest, and promote your brand on Drop a Line through One True Promotion for free. So, Carey, is there anything else before we go off for the evening?
I think we covered a lot of it.
I think so.
Yeah.
Anything else we can do to support you?
I don't know.
Want to remind people where to follow you?
Oh, I have the Instagram. I have 2 Instagrams.
You do?
Yeah. One is Carey_Liza Cub. The other is Tangible Voices Podcast. So if you follow at Tangible Voices Podcast, you'll get to see the latest of what's going on. And I am a very new podcaster and things, but I have a lot of new friends. So I'm looking forward to starting conversations with y'all as you join. And also, for those of you just joining, hello. I'm promoting a virtual show called She Kills Monsters Virtual Realms, and it is going to be hosted on For the Whim. So if you saw Hamilton and liked it, if you're into nerdcore and Dungeons and Dragons type games.
And we know you are.
Yes, we know you are. Do we?
We do.
Yes.
I know
we know somebody out there is into comedy, somebody's into drama, so somebody's into fantasy. So this show's for everybody. If you check out For the Whim on Google, you'll get to our own page where you'll click the link. It's $5 per screen. Anybody that's living with you in quarantine can see the show. And it's going to be a great time. It's going to be so much fun.
It's going to be so much fun. We hope to see you there.
Party.
We hope to see you there. Carey, thank you so much for being on the show this evening. Thank you for meeting in person since you happened to be here. I think this was a nice change up for a change from the split screens. This was totally fun.
Oh, and it's for the WHIM. So like the word for, FOR, the WHIM. If you Google us, then you'll find out how to watch this virtual show.
That's right. That's right. And that about wraps up our show for this evening. This was Drop a Line. Thank you all for joining us. If you joined us on YouTube, please subscribe. If you joined us on Twitch, please subscribe. And if you joined us on Instagram, please follow. Thank you, everybody. We love you. Stay safe out there. And we will see you again very soon. Bye-bye.